Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's see here. No one even knows that I'm doing this, so I gotta tweet it out here. I got to tweet it out. Let's see here. No. Oh, Get shareable link. Hello, all one of you at this point. I'm just kind of sending out the message here. And, oh, there's 5 of you. It's working. It's working. Moo ha 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 ha. I'm just kind of putting it out in all the different places. Hi, buddy. Buddy boy Bronson, my dog, who's wearing a cone. He's got a cone again. Here, does this shot do it? Here, hold on. No, you can't see the cone. Damn it. Well, I wanted to show you my dog's cone, but I can't. But he is very adorable and looking at me right now. Okay, so let's see here. So I got my OBS set up. Doodly-doo. LinkedIn, I have not been very good at updating lately, so I'll go ahead and put this out on LinkedIn. Why the heck not? I haven't even logged into LinkedIn in like a couple of weeks. Really falling off the wagon on that one. I think I'm going to start doing our live streams to LinkedIn as well, just to see. You never know. It's probably a good thing to just spread it around anywhere you can. Sorry, I'm kind of getting things in place here. I guess I probably went live prematurely. How do I, why am I suddenly blanking on how I can post on my LinkedIn that I've got a message to share? Sorry, everybody. Maybe I won't do LinkedIn. I don't want to spend all this time. Oh, create a post. There we go. Okay. I don't know how many people would really come from LinkedIn for something like this. But nonetheless, I sent it. I did it. Oops. Okay. I just want to... Sorry, I'm trying to like shrink a window and I'm not allowed. Minimize. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hi. 6 of you, maybe more. Time will tell. My oldest daughter is at a swim meet right now. So is my wife, kind of with her, attending with her. Hey, Nigel. What's happening? Welcome. LOL. Ha 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 ha. Good to have you here. My youngest daughter is at a friend's house. I was just finishing up an edit of a review of the OnePlus 12. So that's probably going to come here very soon. I'm noticing my lighting is a little wonky. Give me a second. There we go. That'll punch things up a little bit. And I'm just kind of home because my dog, my older dog, is recovering once again. This dog cannot stay out of out of a cone of shame. Wearing a cone of shame right now because he had like this thing growing on his neck that they had to cut open, and it's really gross. Anyways, long story short, I'm just here, and one of the things that I want to do is understand Udio a little more than I do right now. Pardon me. Sorry. I wear Invisalign, and usually when I do streams and stuff, I take it out just because it makes things weird. Um, so so I've been using Udio, which I think is the correct pronunciation is Udio. I've been using Udio for the last couple of videos that I've done for the channel from the perspective of AI music generation as a supplement to what I do as a music producer when I'm producing my own music. My interest doesn't necessarily lie in using Udio to create a song start to finish. I want to use it as an idea farm, essentially. It's almost like an idea slot machine. I want to pull the lever and for it to say, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And then I go into the song that I've already created and I try some of those ideas, right? But in order to do that, I realize I'm kind of guessing when it comes to the Udio interface. I'm kind of guessing with what I'm looking at. And so like another video idea I have is kind of doing a kind of a honest, straightforward explainer around what those levers are, what they actually do. And I figured if I was going to research it for myself, I might as well just open up a live stream and y'all are welcome to kind of join along with me. I can't guarantee that it's going to be amazing or interesting for you. Maybe it won't be at all, but I find it interesting, and I like tweaking with things and seeing where we get. So that's what I'm going to do. So as you can see, I have Udio up on the right side of my screen. Over here is kind of like my notepad because I'm kind of putting together notes, and I had kind of started down this road a little bit earlier today, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to put a pause on that because I really because I think that I could probably just open up a live stream and anyone who really wants to join me while I'm kind of like creating this thing, yay. And so you're here, 6 of you as far as StreamYard is concerned, maybe more, I don't know, but that's what it says right now. So I kind of want to go through the functions of Udio and get a better sense of how they work. And apologies if you've seen the last Udio video because I'm going to use that same music. So if you're totally sick of it, I don't know what to tell you. But but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and upload that so that it has it. It already has it, but I'm uploading it again so I can start working with it. And so yeah, so I'm taking a look at this window here. And like what's happened is I get a lot of comments from the videos saying, oh, well, the seed, what you need to do is adjust the seed because if you put it all the way over here, then it's going to do this thing. And if you put it all the way over there, it's going to do that thing. And then I do it and sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. So I want to do my own playing around with this to see what I can come up with. And so some of the areas that are of, I think, importance when it comes to this sort of thing. So I've created the whole thing, right? Or I've uploaded my song. This is my song. If you want, I think you're getting that. Are you hearing that? I imagine you probably are. Okay. Ooh, and that is kind of loud for me. Hopefully the mix is okay. So if this is a song that I created and I want to play around with all these things and see if I can determine where I go to for what. So for example, if I've got this idea here, God, I wonder if I want crop and extend on. So crop and extend. Highlight a section of the song to crop and extend from. This will create a new song starting with the highlighted section. The original song will not be affected. I think for what I'm doing right now, I can keep that off, but I probably want to come to that a little bit later because the 2 videos that I've done really did focus on that. I'm looking to add a section. I haven't really messed around with intro. I'm not really that interested in that, or a section before. I mean, yeah, for what I'm doing for music production, this is what I care about. Lyrics, instrumental. I'm not going down the road of lyrics. I really could care less as far as that's concerned when it comes to the system. So I think the really important things are prompt strength. here and see here. So prompt strength. Lyrical strength would matter if I was doing lyrics. Seed. Seed is something that I want to understand more. Clip start I do need to understand, but how important is this right now? Where you want the generated clip to start in the context of a full song. 0% corresponds to the beginning of the full song. Okay. When it says full song, does that mean the thing that I've uploaded, or 50% to the middle, 90% will produce a clip from the end of the song. Especially useful in combination with the song extension feature. Okay. So, oh. So when I've been using this before, I've had crop and extend on, and I haven't been touching clip start. I've been leaving it off, I think. Because I don't even think it's on, like on automatic. Oh, that I see. That's what it's set. It's set to automatically. So if I'm doing crop and extend, I'm saying this portion of the audio, break this out, and then the clip start is determining automatically when I don't touch it where to start producing that clip from. And I'm guessing if it's on automatic, it's probably going to opt for at the end of that file more than anything else. Okay, so that's something to check out, which is crop and extend in combination with clip start. Right? And the idea there would be if I have crop and extend on, and let's say I have it, the full clip that I've uploaded, if I was to set this at 50%, would the output file be the audio I uploaded halfway through and then the creation that it's done? I think I'm thinking about that right. So anyways, I don't know. We can find out. Generation quality, I haven't really messed with that either because I'm usually like, I want it to sound as good as possible. But I mean, maybe that doesn't matter, right? Because if what we're talking about is give me ideas for my music, I don't need it to sound pristine. It's not like I'm capturing that and sampling it, although I suppose you could do that, but that's not what I'm doing. But generation quality is important, but I'm less concerned with that. Context length is another one that I'm really curious about. I want to understand context length more, which is determines how much of the current track the model considers when generating the output. Longer context lengths can improve the coherence of the output and make it easier to create consistent verses and choruses, but also make it more difficult to change genres or styles. Shorter context lengths are more flexible, but can lead to less coherent output. All right, so what that says to me is here's my whole audio that I uploaded. Now, I want to extend it. Yes, that's great. When you're considering what you do with it, Udio, if I'm giving you a short context length, I'm not giving you the full picture. It's as if I gave you, let's say you were my musical partner, and I gave you a 20-second snippet of a 6-minute song, and I said, make something that goes with this, that fits this. And you go without knowing the full context of the song. And so you create something, and chances are you're going to create something that is much different than my idea of the whole song, because I didn't give you the whole song to draw from, if that makes sense. If I give you longer context, in this case, 130 seconds is the longest context that you can give it, then you're basically saying, take all of this into consideration, and knowing what you know now, which is pretty much the entire thing, extend knowing that. It's probably going to give you something that's a little bit more coherent, as it said in this little blurb. It's going to give you something that's probably more along the lines of what you fed it versus like going out on a limb. And I was trying to understand this a little bit earlier. So I did already write some stuff, but I want to play around with it because this is kind of how I create videos and create content, right? I got to understand it, then I've got to kind of put it into words and context that I get so that I can communicate that out. So, all right, let's focus on context length first. So if context length is how much of the context of the track that I upload is considered for the output. And so what I wrote earlier is, so for example, longer tells Udio, adhere closely to what I'm giving you and give me stuff on the top. So longer context length, it's going to stick close to the source. So let's try this. So I've got longer context length. I'm not going to crop and extend. I think I can turn that off for this little experiment. And then I want to create a prompt that is easy to determine whether it's doing what I want it to do or not. Right? If I put in something that's like house or techno or whatever, that's kind of already along the lines of what I'm feeding it. And so it's going to be really hard for me to determine whether it's kind of following my rules or not. So what if I put in, like, one thing I tried earlier that was pretty funny was fusion jazz. All right. The audio that I'm giving it is not fusion jazz. This is more housey or tech house or something along that line, right? If I put in tech house or house, it's probably going to give me something that's pretty close to that. So let's try this. Okay, so fusion jazz, context length, the whole thing, extend. And then I want to go back in here while it's creating those two, and I want to go shorter. Ooh, not 1 second short. But let's say 8 seconds. Extend. All right. So now we're working. You can see some of the things that I was playing with earlier that I was like, oh, wait a minute, I should do this on a live stream. So I've got some things to play around with here. So some of the other stuff that I wrote to kind of encapsulate it. Shorter is more likely to go in wild different directions because it lacks the context of the entire audio that you upload. Longer is less likely to go wild, more likely to continue on from your idea with a similar approach. I don't know how that's going to work out with fusion jazz as an input. It's going to be interesting. I was getting some pretty funny output earlier when I was doing it. So what I've also been doing so that I can keep myself organized is once these start coming back, I click in here and I edit the name and I just say context length 100 fusion jazz. Oh, I guess the prompt is already there, so I don't need to do that. Number 1. And this is all the stuff that's probably not that entertaining to watch, but it's part of the process. Context length 100, number 2, and then context length, what did I say, like 8 seconds or something? 8, I think it was 8 seconds. Number 1. And then context length 8, number 2. Save. Okay. So now we can go back and we can start to really kind of hopefully determine what these things do. So this is context length set to 100, which essentially means if my determination is accurate, longer is less likely to go wild, more likely to continue on from your idea with a similar approach. It's going to start normal. I'll just let it play here. There's a switch. That's pretty interesting. Wow. It really went down a road there, didn't it? Okay, so it's not that I'm expecting it to give me Fusion Jazz necessarily right now. Oh, you don't hear anything. Oh, shoot, you guys. Hi, Walt. How you doing, man? Okay, thank you, because I've never done this before through OBS, so I just assumed that it was playing, but it's not. Okay, thank you. That's important. I'll play it again. What's weird is OBS is showing me that it's passing the audio through, but you couldn't hear it. Why is that? Okay. Well, that's troubling. I don't understand why that wouldn't be because it's passing through. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, you guys. I think that I have my routing wrong. Well, I obviously have my routing wrong. But why? Why does StreamYard not have my OBS audio input? Because it's just a virtual camera. But shouldn't it also be passing audio? Does anyone know OBS well enough to know why OBS wouldn't be passing audio as well? No selection for this output type. Okay. Okay. I'm going to switch something until I figure this out. So, well, wait a minute. So, oh God, I'm suddenly getting very confused here. Dang it. So, okay, so the camera is OBS. I'm going to switch to Blackmagic, which is just my thing for now. Thanks for being patient. Okay. Do. So you weren't hearing any of that. Loop back. Like in OBS, I have that virtual camera thing going. And I just assumed that that was going to take the audio that I'm also bringing into OBS and put that out on the stream. But apparently not. Let me see here. Output type program default. Yeah, that's what I want. It says output selection. No selection for this output type. I don't know what that means. Dang it. I'm so bummed. Okay. Well, y'all knew this was a pretty relaxed, casual thing anyway, so I just have to troubleshoot until I figure it out. It's just the way it goes, I guess. OBS virtual camera audio to StreamYard. How to use OBS virtual camera with StreamYard. Okay, this is probably what I should have opened up initially. Make sure you have the, okay, yeah. Video, capture device, start virtual camera. As well as the camera menu. OBS number. Do. Oh, is it? So maybe OBS only feeds into it only as a camera. It doesn't actually pass audio. Yeah, it is troubleshooting. It's really good to see you, man. It's so happy to see you, Well. And I really want this to go. Now that you're here, it's like I want you to see what I'm doing. We'll get there. So, okay. So then I'm trying to think how I can hack this. I don't want to have to hack it. That's what I thought OBS was good for. Like when I record using OBS, I record these things using OBS and it records all the audio. All the audio is there. Okay. OBS audio into StreamYard. Let's just try that. Do. Play back there. OBS to StreamYard. my StreamYard browser input scene. No, that's not a second. And I'll just keep checking the StreamYard in case y'all. How do I play background music? Well, okay, so then okay, I see what you're saying. If I present in StreamYard the share screen and the window, then I see. I have to do a Chrome tab in order to share audio. To share audio, share a tab instead. Yeah, but okay, so that allows me to share. Okay, so let's try this then. I guess it's going to be different than what I thought. Okay. Add to stage. All right. So you know what? I'm doing it through OBS, but I really don't need to. And I don't know why I didn't think about that to begin with, because this is how I stream to StreamYard usually. So I don't even really need OBS is the thing. That's so funny. I don't know why I did it that way. I thought I needed to because I normally do these things through OBS. Okay, so now let's go back in. Okay, so to give you a little bit of a refresher, now that I think we're on point here, tell me if you hear this. Oops. Oh, if I cut away, it stops. Well, I don't want that. Okay, but could you hear that? I'm sure that you could. I'm guessing that you could. Okay, this means that I can rearrange my... Yeah, okay, all right, yay! Apparently I was overcomplicating things that I didn't need to. StreamYard actually makes this very easy. Okay, thank you all for your help. Appreciate it. Okay, so, back. Okay, so I've got the audio. This is just a song, that I started in Ableton. The last video that I did on Udio is based around this is an idea and using Udio to give me ideas to take the song, not to take the audio that Udio gives me and sample it, not to use it as a song generator and then upload that to Spotify, but to simply use it as an idea farm. And so the audio I uploaded, if you've heard that video, you've heard it probably a million times, and I apologize, you're sick of it, but, it's kind of housey. Hopefully the audio mix is okay. You can still hear me even if the music's playing. Okay, so that's the idea. Now, I ran it through a couple of different times. What's going on, Lawn Dog? How you doing? Good to have you here. And so first, what I'm trying to test out is context length. If I adjust just the context length and set it to 100 with a prompt fusion jazz, what the heck's it going to do? My understanding of context length is that the longer it is, the less wild it's going to go, the more likely it's going to continue on from your idea with a similar approach. Now, I gave it a curveball. And I said fusion jazz, just curious, like, okay, so is this going to throw it off? Is this going to give me some really interesting ideas? Or is it going to give me fusion jazz? Even though by my definition, setting context length to 100, I'm guessing shouldn't go too far off the reservation. You know what I mean? It should stay pretty close. So if I skip forward a little bit. All right, so it switched there. And always that quality down step that it does. That's getting funky and weird. Okay, that's interesting. What is context length 100 attempt 2 going to give us? Oh, here, let's skip forward. Switch. That's horrible. God, who brought in, like, what is that, a clarinet? It just... Oh man, I'm getting serious mushroom jazz vibes from that, Mark Farina. Okay, that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that 100 context length would do that, but maybe I'm misunderstanding what context length actually does. And that's why I'm doing this whole thing, because I really want to understand. I really want to know, like, if I crank up the dial on context length, this is what happens. I'm not sure I know yet, but we're going to check out what happens when I set context length to 8 seconds, which was, a portion of the sample set. Maybe it's not going to be much different because the song kind of doesn't have a lot of variation to it. I don't know. So let's see what the first attempt, and mind you, my definition, my thought about context length was that the shorter number tells Udio, go wild, go different, only consider a smaller portion of what I give you and make a guess from there where things might go. I mean, the 100 context length seemed to do that too, but I'm curious to know the difference between that and this. Skip forward. We're at 8 seconds. Sticking pretty close to the original. Ooh, that's funky. It's got that pumping. That's kind of cool. Okay. Man, I'm so confused. Let's try number 2. Jazzy chords. Oh my God, it's so weird. It's so weird to hear your own stuff reimagined like this. Okay. I'm super confused. That's like, okay. So then that's fusion jazz. That's really going out there as far as like what I'm asking it to do. Whew. So, and by the way, if you guys have like an idea, like, well, why don't you try this one? Like, I'm happy to throw that in there and see where it goes. Cause like, I figure like we're all learning this together. But really at the end of the day, like I want this to be a tool that I can open up when I hit a wall and just be like, feed me some ideas. And when I do that, I want to know that when I'm boosting the context length up to 100, I want to know that I have intentionality around it, that I'm doing it because it's going to give me this output, or what I'm going for is that, and I want it to adhere closely to that. What I'm going for is go crazy and give me out there ideas that, like I want to understand it well enough to be able to do that. And a lot of people in the comments have given me ideas, and then when I try it, it doesn't always work. And so I'm like, okay, well, there's still some like flexibility here. It's still very kind of nebulous to a certain degree. So, okay, fusion jazz. Let's wipe that out. Oh, and am I, by the way, do I have, let's see here. Okay, well, hold on. Well, okay, there is a manual mode here. That when that's on, I thought that was on. When it's off, basically what happens is it does the thing that a lot of the LLMs right now are doing, where especially like the image generation LLMs, where you go into it and you say, I want a picture of a horse riding into the sunset, eating a Twinkie with a smile on its face and a thought bubble that says yeehaw. Um, and then features like this will take that and they'll be like, now let's use the LLM to create a better prompt for you that gets you something that's more impressive. It's almost like we know how to create that prompt better than you, or our LLM knows how to create that prompt better than you. And so it creates it. Some sites call it like a magic prompt or whatever, I think is how Ideogram refers to it. Here it's manual mode. If manual mode is off and I say Fusion Jazz, then it's going to tack on a bunch of other stuff with it to kind of make it go down a road that's more impressive, or I'm not really quite sure. If manual mode is on, that's the prompt. The prompt is exactly what I put in there. And for my intents, or for my purposes, I'm thinking that manual mode probably makes more sense. Smooth jazz music. All right, let's do that. Smooth jazz music. We'll give you credit for that, Jesse. Thank you. Okay. So then, smooth jazz music. If I go, so my thinking is that short context is going to go get a little bit more experimental, a little bit further out there. So I guess I'll keep it shorter. My thought on prompt strength. Okay. What is the level of influence that your prompt actually has on what is generated? So my understanding is that prompt strength ties directly into kind of, well, obviously the prompt. I mean, that's exactly what it means, right? It's the strength of the prompt that you're putting in there. Probably that in combination with manual mode is what, that's probably like the 1-2 punch that gives me more direct access to, or more direct control over what I actually get. Like there's some similarities between prompt strength, which is how much I can influence the sound based on my prompt, and context length, which is how much of the track that I uploaded informs the model to where it goes. Like there's definitely some overlap there that I'm still trying to really understand, So if I've got a short context length, smooth jazz music, prompt strength, setting this to low, I wrote, technically would adhere more closely to the audio you've given it. Setting this to high would more deeply reference and be informed by the instruction set you gave it in the prompt you provided. Okay, so let's go ahead and boost that to 100. Prompt strength 100, smooth jazz music, extend. And then we'll go up here, and we'll go low as the other side. So now we've got 4 different things going. I just like to do this because it just keeps it kind of going along. I wish I had a better understanding of context length based on that one example. I mean, obviously we're going to play around with it a little bit more and see what it comes up with. But thank you for the genre suggestion, Jesse. Appreciate it. This portion of the live stream brought to you by Jesse. Thank you, Jesse, for your support. All right, it's got to be close to done. Sometimes these things are really fast. Sometimes they take a little bit longer. There we go. Okay, so I can keep myself organized here. This was prompt. No, this was, okay, context, 8 seconds, prompt strength. What was it? It was like full. I can't remember what the number was. Number 1. Okay. And serene stroll. Curious to know where these things go. Okay. Full. Uh, least. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. And then the last one. Okay. Least number 2. Okay. Now we can actually listen. Context, 8 seconds. Prompt strength was high. Okay, that's how it was labeled, high. Okay, prompt strength, high. Wow, okay, big change there. That's sweet. Yeah, I like that first part better than the back. Just oh yeah, you're bringing the trumpet. Could you imagine if you were like at a club and you had this really like deep, dark, it's dark, it's 3 a.m, you're dancing and everything, and then suddenly out of nowhere comes that trumpet? That would be hilarious. Smooth jazz music in effect, and we can thank Jesse for that one. Thank you, Jesse. That was kind of you to offer that up. That's hilarious. Okay, so that's prompt strength high, short context. And I think what I'm realizing with context is because we're doing like 8 seconds, it's like the song itself is oh God, I don't even know how to put it into words, but the loop that it's adhering to, I mean, it literally is that. The loop that it's pulling from or adhering to is like the first 8 seconds, right? And so it's kind of, even though the song that I exported, I want to say is like 16 bars or something. This is almost saying I'm only going to look at the first like 4 bars or 8 bars or something like that. And then we're going to go, take that. So you end up with that being kind of like the loop that continues on. That seems to be what's happening with context length in my mind. Okay. Attempt 2, strength full. And if you hate it, throw your tomatoes at Jesse Scott. Trumpets, so it's automatically a win. I spoke too soon. Oh my goodness. We need an AI. DJs need an AI for when like the next DJ is about to come on, and that next DJ is no longer like a house DJ. It's like an 80s music DJ, so that they can have like some sort of weird seamless like transition between one very different genre to another. AI seems to love to do that. Okay, so prompt strength full, and boy did it change the sound of things. That is really funny. Oh man, some of the instruments that end up getting looped in are just ridiculous. A little dry for my taste. Like they just pop out. Probably because they don't fit. Okay. Short context, prompt strength, least, or what do they refer to it as? Prompt strength low. All right, so here we go. The first one. Low. Okay. Well, I guess I could heart it. Okay. Smooth jazz music. Though I will remind you, the prompt was smooth jazz music. And prompt strength low. Okay, so this all makes sense actually. Now that we're kind of playing through it, because I didn't have very much to do with smooth jazz music at all. Had a shorter context, so considering a smaller amount of the music that I gave it, and prompt strength low. So I mean, it was hardly considering my prompt at that point. It actually. I'm going to fire off another prompt here, which is like 50% prompt strength. Because then it's going to be like the happy medium of how much it considers the smooth jazz music on the generations. So I'm going to fire that off while we listen to the second one. I love the snap of that. I was really proud of that. Okay. Sticking pretty close to what I had. Yeah, I mean, this is really kind of giving us what we probably could have expected, right? Because it's staying, it's not going outside of it's not going off the rails. It's not ultimately really changing things that much. I like what it's putting out. So now what we have are two that go middle of the road. Hey, Nazo's universe. Or is it just Nazo? And am I living in your universe? Just curious. Good to have you here. Okay. So then, prompt strength low is telling us. Okay, prompt strength low is really telling us that, the prompt that we put in there is hardly considered. Sticks pretty closely to what was fed into it. High, the prompt is heavily considered. I mean, and this is duh. This is like no duh as I'm saying it, but getting like exposure to it in real time is really helping me. The prompt is heavily considered. Well, welcome, Nazo. It's great to have you here. Thank you for being here. The prompt is heavily considered, changes the output considerably, at least. And so then earlier when I was kind of writing this up, or writing up parameters around this, setting this to low would adhere more closely to the audio you've given it. Yes, that's true. Low, the prompt that we put in there is hardly considered. It sticks pretty closely to what was fed into it. Setting this to high would more deeply reference and be informed by the instruction set you gave it in the prompt you provided. In essence, prompt strength is the weight you give the prompt you deliver. Yeah. And I mean, really, it doesn't work like that every single time. So now I'm curious to know why one would use, for the purposes of what I would use Udio for. Sorry, I just got a message. Which is like a studio partner, let's say. Why would I go for low? Yeah, why would I go for low at all? Because it's probably not doing very much at all. Like, it's obviously not doing very much at all. So what's the difference between going low with smooth jazz music and like having no prompt? I wonder if there even is a difference. But I fired off a couple. Like, can you even do that? Can you like turn it off? No, but can you do no prompt, and low. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, no, I can't. How about this? Silence, white noise. Okay, I'm just curious. Boom. Maybe that's actually a good indicator, like white noise, you know? Okay, so let's go back to Serene Horizons, which is context 8 seconds, prompt strength, medium. That's what it is. Has a spacey quality though. Okay. Right? Because like it's a change, but it's still kind of staying sort of in the same universe. It's not suddenly going full on, you know, 70s funk or something. You know what I mean? It's like still staying in the same general universe as the song that I gave it. So, okay. All right. I understand that a little bit more. Tranquil Void. Love the automatic names they give you. Okay. Same universe, totally. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, yes. That's dope. All right. Harding that. Okay. So I'm kind of gathering, if you've got a real strong idea and you want things to go different, put your prompt up there, crank that up to 100, and it's going to go wild. Putting it at medium really kind of seems to keep it in the general universe, you know, that you're feeding it, while still getting, you know, experimenting, is still getting kind of brave. So medium, staying in the same universe of sound while still getting brave with new ideas. It's not so far out of the realm of weirdness, but it's also not just the same thing you fed into it, essentially. Wait a minute. Oh, did I take us into the... No, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, God, I did that in the wrong order. This is the prompt strength medium 2. Still staying in the same universe. Oh boy. Oh God, that sound is just so dang cheesy. Okay. I'm gonna have to revise a little bit here, because that was the actual context 8 seconds prompt strength medium number 2. This is something else that I will get to. Right now, I'll just assign that as temp. Okay, so let me label this correctly. I don't know how I did that. All right, so see, this is where it gets confusing though, because then it's like, okay, well, there is no guarantee. Sometimes you're just going to get weirdness, and sometimes you're not. Um, It's not like that's new information. I've heard a lot of people say that, but I want to understand it, and that kind of twists my mind in the realm of understanding it. Okay, that was a little weird. Okay, so then, okay, Hollow G, thank you for being here. Teach me. Like, what is a prompt that you want me to put in? Give me a prompt. I'll put it in. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I want to know. And the only way I get there is by playing around with it, right? And so if you know, I would love for you to put it in the chat, and I'll totally throw it in there and see what it comes up with. All right. So while you work on that, if you choose to, you don't have to, of course, but I appreciate that because that's why I'm here. Okay, so the one that I did earlier that I actually really liked, I didn't realize I did this, was the prompt of silence white noise and a prompt strength of 0 and context length short. And with silence white noise, which actually I did it as a joke, but then I was like, actually, I'm super curious to know what this is going to come up with. This is the idea that it came up with. And I actually like it a lot. You know, white noise. Man, that is sick. Yes. Okay. So that's interesting. What was that again? I need to remember. Short context length, short prompt strength, silent white noise. Short context, short prompt strength. Number 1, white noise. Okay. All right. Wow. I have one other one to check in that regard, but Hollow G just got back to me. Okay, so yeah, I get it. There's a lot of stuff here, and I'm trying to... Okay, I'm going to just have to type it in because it doesn't let me copy it for some reason. That's weird. Okay, so Hollow G says... So I'm basing it all on this sample, right? This loop that I created in Ableton. So 8-bit. Sometimes I don't know if the capitalizations matter. Some people say it does. Opera... Wait, 8-bit opera. Okay. That's not part of the prompt. 4K live, chopped, and screwed. Electronic beats, native instruments. Okay. Once I fire this off, I'm going to tell you my thoughts here as I enter this in. Opera meets 8-bit glitchy. All right. So the theme seems to be 8-bit glitchiness, chopped up, messed up, native instruments machine, which I actually have down here. Never use it. I need to sell it, I think. Just don't use it. All right. Hollow G, would you... You know, I think I'm going to go with what I realized in the last thing is that prompt strength 50% is actually a nice little balance point. I'm going to keep that context length short. I think that's working. And let's send this off. So I realize this might be the right way to prompt for systems like this. But man, my brain just doesn't work like that. Like, to me, I look at that and it feels random to me. It feels like, here's a bunch of words that, you know, that like it feels somewhat stream of consciousness, which I've done. And, you know, of course, like it's hard to draw any sort of correlation between that stream of consciousness and what I get on the outside. Or that seems like what the like magic prompting things do when you enter in a short prompt and then it extends it for you, the LLM. So, okay, while we're waiting for that, I'm going to check out this other one of the white noise prompt here. All right. A little lost on that one, but I mean, it sounds, it's in the realm of the same kind of universe of the original song, and it's fine. Um, is it sometimes with things like that, there's so much going on, it's hard for my brain to like know what I would do with that. But could be the sort of thing that pulling out like extracting pieces, like extracting stems from that, I could get something very usable. But like in my head, like I don't want to just extract a stem. I suppose at some point I'll go down that path, because then it's just like, it's like Wyclef Jean at the Google I/O thing said, the infinite crate, and there's definitely some unexplored territory there. Okay. 4K live chopped and screwed electronic beats, native instruments, machine, classical opera meets 8-bit glitchy. This is also short context length, medium prompt strength. Okay. Short context, medium prompt strength. Okay. Oops, sorry. Number 1. Okay. Save. Play. That sounds pretty unique. Like it. Good job, Hollow G. All right, so that was one of them. That was one. Well, so, but here's what like twists my mind a little bit with this stuff is, all right, that was cool. That was cool, but like the 8-bit thing. And I see what you're saying, that you're going to do a prompt without the 8-bit thing, and it's not your bad. This can go anywhere it goes. I don't care. But like the 8-bit thing, like sometimes like I put prompts in and I want it to go a certain direction and it just doesn't adhere to it. Like it's like I guess it's more of a suggestion, and if it decides to do it. And I guess that's why I'm doing this, is because there's all these different levers. How do I pull the levers so that I'm guaranteed to get what I want, versus how do I pull the levers so that it's it's like an influence of something that I want, but it's not necessarily like full board 8-bit or full board fusion jazz or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, that was a cool sounding output. I like that a lot. Okay, there is another one. Thank you, Udio. Here's the second one. Okay, I need an AI mixer. I need to go in there and just take that sound. Like, it might sound fine if it was just down. Turn it down in the mix. My goodness. Okay, we've got more stuff coming in from Hollow G. Anyone else that wants to get in on this, do so. I'm all ears. It's helping me kind of understand things. It was cool. Your prompt. So what I'm gathering from your prompts, Hollow G, is you're going into a lot more like granular detail on what you're looking for. And that's great. I love that people can do that. Like when I see, some of the prompts that create really impressive and interesting looking AI art, I'm like, God, it's like you've created the image in your head before you put it into words. You really are like a creative director, and you're telling someone this is exactly what I need. And my brain can work like that, but it doesn't always. Not in the form of this. Like I'm more curious to to give it a few things. My dog is being so cute right now. To give it a few ideas and let it kind of come back with its own interpretation and go in weird different directions. Because if I know what I want, then I can just go into a DAW and create that. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. So sometimes all this is to say, I appreciate that you can do that. That's harder for me to go into this level of detail without me feeling like I'm just like word salad, without it feeling like I'm just like making stuff up. Being really intentional the way I'm assuming you are is hard for me when it comes to the longer prompts. Okay. Crail Brat, welcome. It's good to have you here. Yeah, seeing some new names. That's awesome. I appreciate that. It's great to see y'all here. Super curious to know, like, have you followed my work prior to the AI music stuff that I've been doing the last month or so? Like from Twit and CNET. I'm just curious because those videos are doing really well, and I'm just starting to see a lot of subscribers from it. So it's like, okay, I think I'm getting actually new people through the door. A few. Okay, cool. Well, it's good to have you here. Okay, so I've got a couple of ideas. Holo G was first. So I'm going to put that in 106 BPM. So again, BPM thing, like, does it really adhere to that? I'm super curious. With a hand clap and modern vibe. It features deep 808 kicks, crisp snares, rolling hi-hats, side-chained sub-bass. Some of this stuff I have in the song. Okay, manual mode on, prompt strength 50, sure. I'm kind of digging the short context length, the the middle of the road prompt strength. Something I haven't gotten into is seed. Maybe I'll save seed for the next one. Maybe Creole Brat's prompt will be the seed experimentation. It'll add to the beat then. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm doing this. Boopity boop. Okay. Now, Creole Brat, while we wait for that, thank you for your participation. Oh, okay. Right on. Nice. That's cool. I mean, I've been doing podcasting in technology for 20 years. And, I've been a musician for, I don't know, 35, almost 40 years, I guess. Damn. Not 40 years. 35 years. And so I'm now able to kind of like combine the two. And so I'm used to seeing my legacy subscribers from Twit, from CNET. So it's cool to see like new faces with the music stuff, because the music stuff is like, it really lights me up. It's really fun for me. So it's great to have you here. AI Entertainment. It's good to have you here. And subscribe. Just saying. Okay. Creole Brat, you say that I should do a Kai S900. Okay, that is a really great strategy, right? Which I guess in the previous one, you had 808 kicks. That's very specific. But I have noticed in art and like AI art, a lot of the people who are really successful with their prompts get very specific on the camera that's used and the lens that's used. And the AI system seems to pick up on that and know what to do with it. And so that's a really good suggestion. It's something I never really think to do. I mean, 808's kind of more than just the drum machine. It's, you know what I mean? It's like it's a sound, and so it's specific even though it's not. It's very, very like it's very generic at this point. Everybody knows what an 808 is. But to reference an Akai S900, that's a very specific reference. I'm curious to know what that does. Now you put in here sampler in parentheses. I wonder if that's for the prompt. I'll just put it in. That might actually be very helpful. Theremin and strings, digitact, holographic harp. Dang, see? And okay, New Orleans bounce. 160 BPM. Okay, so here again, BPMs, but we're not adhering to the BPMs. So I'm curious to know what adding a BPM to the prompt actually does. You know what I mean? Because it's not like changing the BPM. It's not like I'm going to run this and suddenly it's going to be 160 BPM. Or will it? So, okay, there we go. Akai S900 sampler, theremin and strings, digitact, holographic harp, New Orleans bounce, 160 BPM, local flavor. God, I'm getting hungry. Brass. And I said we would play with the seed because I'm clueless on the seed. Let me read through just to kind of catch up here. Knowing all the production equipment and the sounds, and you're good, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know plenty of production hardware. I just don't think to use that, unless it's very specific, unless I'm going for like, a Juno, like pad sound or whatever. I might say, the Juno or whatever. For my music experiments, I'm using Suno, but now considering trying to mix Suno and Udio, I have not really used Suno very much. I'm getting what I'm looking for from an inspiration standpoint out of Udio, but I want to know the difference between the two. And who knows? Lawsuits might take them both out. So use them while you can, folks. Better with sample BPM gives like a frequency feel. Okay. Interesting. All right. So let's run this through and we'll see. Oh, that's right. Seed. Okay. So seed, a number that defines the contents of a clip. In manual mode, which I'm in, a prompt will always yield a similar output when a fixed seed is used. What? When not in manual mode, your prompt is processed in a random way that isn't controlled by the seed. Right, because, maybe not right. Okay, so the default is -1. A prompt will always yield a similar output when a fixed seed is used. So what is a fixed seed? Is -1 saying it's not a fixed seed? Let's see what we got here. Copy. See, there's some controls here. This is obviously a random, but there's some stuff here that obviously, if you know what you're doing, you're gonna, you know what I mean? Like this seems like a pretty important feature, and I want to understand it. It defaults to -1. One thing I realized earlier is you can't set -1. It sets it for you by default in the beginning. And if I hit this randomize, it picks a seed, and I can't then go -1. It will only allow me to do positive number. And so I guess I could undo, or is that redo? Oh, reset. Okay, so I can reset to -1. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I've been doing -1. No clue what that means. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this 2 times. I'm going to run this as -1 seed. Then I'm going to run it again, randomized. 3, 6, 3, 4, 8. I wonder what the top number is that it goes to. 3, 6, 3, 4, 8. Okay. Gonna go Oh, things are a little laggy right now. Oh, I guess I can't change it until it's done. Never mind. Okay, well then, fine. Let's go in here and let's see. 10,000. 100,000. Okay. So there is no upper limit. All right. Well, let's just try like 100. I don't know. I don't know what to put here. I'm just guessing. 10,000. All right. So we've got 3 different examples. Okay. So this was -1. Seed -1. Number 1. All right. This is the not very fun part of the process, is the labeling. I suppose I could have one playing while I label. Sometimes that throws me off, though. Okay. Well, I can start there. Okay. Seed -1, option 1 of Crayola Brat's wonderful prompt. Getting sick of this song yet? I can't remember. This is like 30-ish thousand. Close. Woo! I love that. Good job. Oh, that feels good. That feels like good through my body. I love that. That sounded great. So was that informed by the theremin / strings thing? Digitact I know by name, but I don't really know by like sound. That was good. That was kind of had like a horror, like spooky quality to it. I really dig that. It's good. Can I heart from there? No, I can't. That's good. Good work. Yeah, so that's them strings. You know it. I love strings. Oh. My dog, Bronson, has a cone of shame on. And so he's trying to itch his thing that gets removed on Monday, and he can't get to it. Sorry, that's what you heard. So just real quick before I continue, Jesse says Suno does longer tracks up to 4 minutes extended. That's great. I kind of have no real interest though in that long of stuff, like, because I'm not looking to like create full tracks. I just want some ideas. I want to take like a snippet of my song and give me some ideas in those snippets. Maybe I want longer than what's Udio is putting out here. Like I kind of wish I had like just a little bit longer, because sometimes I feel like it's getting to a really cool place and I'm like, well, I want to know where it goes next. But I don't know that I need 4 minutes of output. But that's neat. And I'm sure Udio is going to get there. I mean, it's obvious, like, if they aren't sued out of existence, they're going to get there, because that's just, you know, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give more? Okay. All right. I'm getting distracted. Seed -1, option 2. That's so different from the first thing. Hi, you trying to tell me something? Oh, poor guy. Feels so bad for my dog. Okay, Good stuff. So now that's seed -1. What do we get with seed 30,000-ish? It was somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly what it was, but let's find out. Oh, still so fuzzy to me. Okay. Still don't know that I understand seed. We'll try the next one. Sorry. That's pretty close. Ooh. Oh, did just decide to end it? It's like, no, you're done. All right, I have to step away for just 1 second. My dog, I think, needs to go outside, so I'll be right back. Come on, buddy. Okay. That's interesting that it wanted to like end it. Udio's even sick of hearing this song at this point. It's like, dude, like, could you just stop playing that song? As a producer, have you ever worked on a song? Of course you have. So long that you like lose any sort of interest in it whatsoever. You're like, I bet if someone played this for me as like, hey, here's a song, finish it, and I'd never heard it before, I'd be like inspired out of my mind. But because I've heard it a million times, like I'm ready to just like let it go. I don't know that I'm there yet with this idea. Honestly, this idea is really more about experimentation than it is about like, I'm going to finish this song, but who knows? Maybe I have like 100 ideas and directions I could go if I wanted to. Okay, so that's 30K seed. Let's see if 100K does anything different. Like, it's really like I find myself very confused right now as far as what seed actually does. So if anyone has a better better explanation of it, I would love to know. To answer your question, Holo G, do I have a program to pull the stems from Udio or Suno? Probably. I mean, I'm not really doing that yet. I did just get the folks from RipX, which is a DAW, an AI DAW, reached out to me, which is pretty rad. And basically said, "Hey, do you want a license? Play around with RipX?" And apparently, and I haven't yet. I have it, and I want to play around with it, but I'm kind of like starting with Udio. But apparently, this is a DAW that is built around the stuff that you use some of these AI music generation services for. And but I don't know. Like I use a DAW. It's Ableton, and I have to imagine at some point DAWs like Ableton, like Logic, and all the others, eventually they start doing what every single smartphone and its mom is doing these days, which is, oh, AI is a big thing. Let's bring it on in. Although maybe it's not as cut and dry as that, because there's a lot of consternation in the music industry about AI. You either get it or love it, or are open to it, or you hate it. And I've heard from both in my comments, that's for sure. But I just see so much potential here. Because I was actually thinking about this a little bit earlier. I was listening to the radio and a song came on and it had this like, kind kind of like vocal harmony, like stack in the background. I was like, man, it would be really cool. Like, I know I could create that. I know I could get a sample set, or I could record myself 100 times doing some sort of backing vocal and creatively pan it and, set it off in the distance with some EQ or reverb or something like that. But sometimes, like, if I wanted to get like a chorus of, let's say, female like vocal stacks, I'd have to meet someone who could do that, or meet a bunch of people and get them in a room and put them around a microphone, or recreate it in a DAW with a sample library or something like that. But wouldn't it be cool if in my DAW I could say, here's my vocal, like I could point it to my vocal and say, here's my vocal. I need 10 female voices, a vocal stack to replicate this vocal that I can put off in the distance, to basically tell it like what I'm looking for, like, which is what I, as a creative director or a producer on a track, would do if I was sitting in the studio with someone and say, well, you know what, we need to get on the horn with so and so. He's got the insight into a group, a female vocalist group that we can bring in and do the recording. Or I could just tell an AI, like, take this vocal that I did and give me a track that is, the female vocal stack to layer on underneath this, and give me 3 options, right? In Photoshop, you can do this. In Photoshop, you give it a prompt for what you're looking for in an image, and it gives you 3 different options, and it doesn't take very long to do it. And then you either say, yes, this one works, or no, give me 3 more. And then you can like filter, you can skip back and forth through them until you find the one that you want and everything. And I can't help but believe that what we see as the kind of integration and maturation of these AI features in image generation stuff and image tools like Photoshop and others is what we're going to see in audio. It's just audio seems to be further behind for whatever reason, but I guarantee you it's coming. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know what the quality is going to be like, but you could totally see it, right? Like, I could totally see Ableton saying, all right, next version of Ableton Live, we're beta testing some AI features. I mean, they have some like piano roll stuff that they've integrated. But that's not the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for this. I can envision a DAW having a feature that is like, here's your studio partner. Here's your virtual studio partner. And not in the cheesy kind of clippy sort of way, but like, here is your virtual studio partner. When you find yourself in a corner, tell it what you're looking for. And it's not like it's going to solve your problem, but it's going to give you some creative ways to get out of that corner. Anyways, that's my soapbox. Okay. What do we need? Oh, seed 100,000. And I probably don't have too much longer to do this. But I'm having a lot of fun. It's been fun seeing the number grow and seeing some new faces. I'll have to do this again. Okay, so this is 100K seed. Of the island. Oh, it went from deep to like super like crazy cheesy commercial. What's up, Clinton? Good to have you back, sir. Good to see you. That was really funny. Okay, what is it in that? Right? Like, okay, so what is it in the prompt that made it go there? Or is that seed? Is that like, I cranked up seed to 100,000? Yeah, suddenly on a beach. Yeah, that's right, Jesse. I have heard that Audacity does it too. The stem separation. Like Logic has a stem separation feature to it. I haven't played around with it. Lala.ai or lalal.ai. It's a dime a dozen at this point of the online services that you can use to do that sort of thing. I just want it to be integrated. And it's becoming integrated. I guess that's the point. Oof, man, that island take. Let's try the other one. Staying pretty close. Okay, I'm super confused. How did those two things come from the same thing? Is seed like random? I mean, it kind of implies that. Well, generating the number implies that. So, okay, I think I have time for like 2 more prompts, and then I gotta cut it just because I've been going for a while here. Sorry, I'm scanning through. Y'all have left a good amount of comments, and I super appreciate it. In 20 years, J-Dog writes, will AI music be banned? Or will it be all the music? Neither is my guess. Because I don't see it as an all or nothing thing. Like, I think thinking along the lines of it will be all the music implies that humans are suddenly going to decide they don't like making music, and that's not happening. Like, that's simply not going to happen. But I do believe that AI music, there will be a time, and probably we're not going to have to wait that long for it. I don't know what that long is, but I do believe that there's going to be a time where an AI generated song is radio friendly. You know what I mean? Is good enough that it becomes popular in its own right, or catches that kind of like that energy or whatever. Yeah. Why wouldn't it? It's not like these systems aren't proving that they're capable of doing something like that. Maybe we're not there yet because there's still that kind of like wishy-washy quality. The output isn't perfect. It isn't pristine. We're not getting 96 kilohertz, high resolution output. Hi, Simon. Welcome. We're not getting that yet. Probably will at some point. And if so, then why wouldn't good is good? In my mind, good is good. And this is a thing that I keep seeing also with like AI generated art. Everybody, the second someone knows something is AI generated, and granted, a lot of it has a certain kind of look to it. But go back to before we knew that you could create all this AI generated art with the tools that we have right now. Like, there's enough awareness around it now that people have told themselves that it's almost like the second they know it's AI generated, they immediately go from, oh, it's potentially good, to I hate it, it's horrible, just look at it, it's disgusting. And I don't know. Like, I just feel like good is good, and good is in the eye of the beholder, right? Like, we all have different ideas of what good is. If I look at an image and I had no clue and there's no real indication that it was generated from AI, but it's a cool image, like, what's the problem? For some people, the problem is, well, it wasn't created by a human, therefore it's bad, or therefore it's not real art. I was like, well, no, but it's still neat. Like, I still look at it and my eyes are, entertained by what I see. I still hear it, and I can hear the quality that like I'm looking for when a song comes on that I'm like, oh man, that's neat. Like, I like that sound. So I don't know. I don't think that it's the extremes. I believe that we will have those examples. I believe that humans will always enjoy making music. Now, to be fair, whether they make money making music, that's an open question. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I haven't made a lot of money off my music in my lifetime. I made some, but not life changing money off of it. Um, and so it's not a driver for me. And so I'm the wrong person to ask, I think, maybe. But um, yeah, I mean that could be the downfall of AI generated music is it could just devalue music even more than it's already been devalued. And that is a problem. I'm a creator in many different facets. I feel like what I create has value. It has value to me. People tell me it has value to them. And, I appreciate that. And I appreciate that being an option. If that's no longer an option, that really sucks. That's crummy. So I don't know what the right thing is. What I don't believe is that you just automatically say, made by a computer, bad. Because that's just not true. Like, computers make great things. Photoshop's been making great things for a very, very long time. And, it's not entirely human driven, the stuff that the computation that Photoshop's been doing for a very long time. But so, and now it's suddenly bad because, it's got the two letters of AI. I don't know. Anyways, that's my soapbox. Just sound, no words? Really? No. Words will always be there because humans will always love to sing. Humans have been singing for a very, very long time. That's not just going away because a computer can emulate it. AI is a tool we use just like keyboard and mouse or a touch screen. Yes, I 100% agree. It is a tool. And it is not a new tool. It is a tool that has existed for a very long time. It's just that tool now is getting really good at certain things or really effective at certain things. And that effectiveness is freaking people out. Oh, for sure. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You can sing without words. You can sing with words. And people will continue to do all of the above. Yeah. That is true, Creole brat. Okay. All right. I keep getting distracted. I really do need to wrap this up. But okay, let's end on this note because Hollow G, thank you for putting in a vocal prompt because I have not had good luck with vocals, and probably it's because what I'm doing, like I have no real interest. Like if I want vocals on my track, I'm gonna probably do them myself. And I may or may not include them depending on how I feel about them, but or what I'm able to do with them in the in the production process. But the short amount of playing around with vocals in Udio that I've done, it didn't necessarily give me something that I was like, oh, hello. It was really just funny more than anything. It was humorous. So okay. Am I doing auto-generated lyrics? I don't know. Okay. No, but see, auto-generated is going to give really cheesy lyrics. Let's be real. Okay. So, let's start with the prompt because you did put a prompt in here. Contralto. That's a word I would never use, but I'm sure it's a really great word for this. With a rich, dark timbre and a distinct vibrato. Art pop. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where your prompt ends. Art pop for a Lord voice. Sorry. Art pop. Okay, so I think what you're saying is like that's the prompt if I'm going for a Lord style voice, and I have to also ensure that my lyrics make sense. Well, Okay. To whom? Um. Oh, lyrics. Whatever. I'm just going to go auto-generated. All right. We'll go random seed here. And by the way, anytime I randomize, it stays within 5 digits. So that's good to know. It's probably 0 to 100,000 or something. All right. We'll go middle of the road. Stop after art pop. Okay. So I was right. Or write the lyrics separately with an LLM. Yeah, see, writing my own, I'm guaranteed to come up with something, not much better than what the LLM can write. At least, like, I can write good lyrics, but I'm not going to write them, like, right here on a dime. You know what I mean? It's just not how I write lyrics. Okay. I don't know. Well, we'll see what it comes up with here. Okay. Now, I'm still going off the same sample, the same, thing that I uploaded. So it might, I don't know. I'm curious to see where it goes. Oh, yeah. I'm also nervous because, the lyrics, they get mighty cheesy when left up to the AI to do. Again, it all comes back down to your prompting, right? Like if I was to go into an LLM and to spend time learning how to prompt for really, really well done, insightful, well-written lyrics, I could do that. But I kind of have no interest in that. A lot of what I'm making right now anyways is instrumental because the music that I make ends up as like backing music for the other videos that I do on the channel, my product reviews and stuff. Because while I have a license to Envato Elements and I use it semi-regularly, it is still a pain in the butt when I pick someone else's music. And I'm happy to do it because there's lots of, good music on the services like that. And I have the license to do so because I pay for Envato Elements. And then, I upload the video and like 2 days later, it's like, so-and-so is, your monetization is temporarily disabled. You have to prove it. And I go through the process and I prove it. I upload my license and everything. But I just realized like, I don't have to do that if it's my music. If it's my music, like I just upload it and move on. And then I get the satisfaction of saying like my videos have my music in them. And that feels good too. Okay. Whew. So we are going to end. Here, I'll go ahead and call this Lyrics 1. Oh, but you know what I didn't do? Well, no, never mind. I was going to say I didn't do any sort of adherence to lyric strength, but influence the contents of your clip. Lower values can sound more natural, but lyrics may be ignored. Oh, okay. I didn't change that. So that's set to 50. And I still don't know what that is for. Okay. All right. We've renamed. This is the last thing we're going to do. Lyrics 1. Oh, I'm going to need a break from the song. No neon lights in the lyrics. Yeah. It loves the neon stuff, right? Oh, God. Keep that up. That's just so weird. Yeah. Oh God, what does that remind? That reminds me of something. I mean, that's very like. There's some '80s quality to those vocals. Oh, lover. Oh, be very, very afraid, Clinton. Thank you. I totally agree. All right, let's now I'm just interested. Now I just want to see what we can do here. And actually, okay, so I'll take a few minutes more here. I'm gonna fire off a couple more generations. Oh boy. Lyric strength low. Lyric strength high. She's warming up. She's getting in the zone. Okay, so now, so that I can, keep track of this later. Lyrics, medium. Oh, lover. Okay. Oh, lover. There we go. Oh, it's just so bad. Lyrics, medium. 2, and I'm curious to know what this one sounds like. I can see your dreams in the silent night. Okay, here we go. I can see your dreams in the silent night.
I can see your dreams in the silent night. Weaving all stars above. Anywhere, feel the shadows blend with this endless hue.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Just shake that one off, everybody. Gonna need a drink. His voice creeps me out. Okay. Maybe that voice would work if I had like layers of it. You know what I mean? If I did like a core, like a 2 or 3 layers of it to kind of like even it out. Yeah, Clinton, welcome to the Thunderdome, man. You're going to hear things that make you uncomfortable when we enter into the lyrical portion of the Udio stream. That's just all there is to it. I'm convinced of that at this point. Oh, lover. God, again, that vocal reminds me of something. Which, big surprise, it was probably trained on something that I've heard before. So, okie dokie. If I could thumbs down, I would, but I can't. Okay, now let me remember lyrical strength. Okay, so Suno voices are better. Oh, okay, good to know. I'll have to check that out eventually someday. Too many options. Well, wait a minute though. Hello, G. I mean, the options. I think options are good, right? I mean, I would prefer more options than less. You know what I mean? So what you're describing, and granted, I haven't played around with Suno more than like 10 minutes, I think, is that Suno is more kind of like auto mode versus Udio being highly customizable would be my guess. And I would prefer the highly customizable because then if I can understand those functions, then I could do something with it. You know, that's more than just like, I don't know, give me something. Okay. Yeah, options are good. Hi, Sugar. My other dog. They're starting to circle because they're starting to get hungry. Okay, Midnight Echoes. This would be the lyric strength like 0 or low or whatever it is. Okay. In shadows we twist and turn, veils of mist where secrets lie. Okay. whispery. My goodness. Okay, so that's like whispery. Also, I was trying to figure out like what the heck is that accent? There's an accent happening in there. Shadows. Twist and turn. Okay. Whew, moving on from that one. My creations. Oh my goodness. Okay. Lyric strength 0. Take 2. Loves to go in this shadow realm thing. I was about to say not horrible, but yeah, horrible. I just don't need the vocal thing. Like I have yet to have it like nail it. And I don't even know what I'd use it for. If I could get a vocal and then like extract that vocal and then like sample it and, you know, put little pieces in here and there, great. I do actually have a license that I need to check out for Ace Studio, which is an AI vocal synthesizer, as they call it. Ace Studio. Don't know if y'all have heard about this. I keep meaning, they gave me a license for this to check it out, and I keep meaning to activate it and play around. It's pretty neat, actually. Okay. Mm-hmm. Come on. You know, so basically it allows you to, I mean, it's a separate app. It's not a plugin. At least I don't think so. When I saw it at NAB, or sorry, at NAMM, because I went to NAMM for the first time this year. It was pretty rad. When I saw it at NAMM, it was not a plugin. It was a separate, it was almost like it was his own DAW. Or kind of, you know, single purpose app where you go in there and you can type in your lyrics and you can assign them to a voice and move them around on a piano roll. It sounds pretty good. Like the quality is pretty good. You got to mix it appropriately. But anyways, I can't remember why I pulled that up. My brain is mush at this point. Okay. A few more and then we're done. This would be the 100 lyrics. Oh, that's right. So my point is like, well, one other thing I want to say about that is when I do the generations with lyrics, sometimes the music does things that I want to be able to pull out as an idea, but the music obscures, or the lyrics obscure it. And that's where I'm like, damn, I really wish that these systems would allow you to stem it, you know, and I guess you can do it with other apps, but I wish it was all integrated. Like having to go between like 5 different things to do what you want to do it's no way to live. Okay. Lyric strength 100, 2 takes, and then we're out. Lyric strength 100. Max lyric strength. Amaze me with your echoes of shadow dances and whispers that ignite dark and rich memories to flow through the void where dreams don't go.
The echoes of your voice. Even in this velvet night, your whispers slice, hearts ignite, dark and rich the memories flow. Through the void where dreams won't go.
Boy, this AI just gave up. like, I don't know. Even the computer doesn't want to sing to your stupid song anymore. We've heard it 100 times. That was bad. That was not good. Hey, what's up, Apple Pits? Yeah, it didn't do all the words, I don't think. I think you're right. It just like gave up. Obviously, the AI singer just did not want to be there. It was like, I'll read half of these, and can I just go home? Yeah. Okay. Let's see the very, very last. I'm sure you're all on the edge of your seat. Lyrical strength, 100. Take 2. Lyric strength. I don't even know if I am here anymore. Okay. The AI totally gave up.
In shadows deep,
Damn, so turn it down. You know what I mean? Like,
you hear my call.
why does it have to be that loud? Like,
In echoes, whispers
very goth.
that slowly fall.
It's like kind of nerdy goth.
With velvet tones and vibrant beats.
Okay. Wow. All right. So lyrics, vocals, still not really doing it for me. I have heard some outputs from people where they get some, really interesting lyrics. It's just, again, it goes back to the fact that, like, for what I want to use this for, it really doesn't have a whole lot of use for me. Okay, Apple Pits. Well, I appreciate that. Like I've said a couple of times on this live stream, I have not really played with Suno more than like a couple of random off-the-cuff generations. I have not dove into it quite like I'm doing today with Udio. And I want to, and I will at some point. But it's going to have to be another day because I don't have unlimited amounts of time. I hope that you've enjoyed this weird kind of rambling exploration of Udio. Really, this was for me to get a better sense of what these controls do. Because, I've now done a couple of videos on my channel about using Udio integrated into music production workflow as like an inspiration machine. It's like an idea jukebox. And that's really what I'm interested in. But when I use these controls, like, it just kind of feels random a lot of the time. Now it feels a little less random. Now I have a better sense, but it's still, there's still like some uncertainty around what these things actually do, or rather what you can put the information in, you can set the settings the way you do to increase the likelihood that it's going to do what you want it to do, and it still might give you total randomness. And there's also something that's not that bad about that. I would love to be able to determine, like, to be able to put my hand on the scale, my finger on the scale, and have it give me exactly what I want. But there is a lot to be gained from the randomness of music generation and randomness of music production, right? Like, I don't know how many songs that I've worked on that I made a cut in the wrong place, or I thought I removed the region and it left this little splinter behind, or some audio came through the microphone in the background and that microphone had a reverb on it, and I'm playing back and I'm like, whoa, what was that? And I didn't put that in there intentionally, but it was a happy mistake. And you keep it in. You almost accentuate it at that point, because it's like, well, that was unexpected, but beautiful in its own right. And I think that AI generation systems like this can do that. So there's some benefit to the fact that it's not totally and completely going to give you exactly what you expect, but do sometimes. Like, if I crank the knobs in the extreme, I hope that it'll continue to give me exactly what I want. Somewhere in that medium point is where you kind of get a mix of both. I mean, makes sense as I say that out loud. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed it. Zoe, thank you. I love to ramble, so I'm happy that you enjoy the rambling. AI Entertainment, if I'm saying that right. I got a new subscriber. Thank you. I'll do more of this. This is fun. Next stream with Suno, then you can combine both. Yeah, exactly. I really do want to put them up against each other. Holo G, 25-minute music timers out of Suno Udio is more driven for jingles for me. Oh, okay. Apple Pits, great to have you here. Apple Pits, my friend. I wonder if you named yourself after my friend in podcasting. Hold on one second. Stop screen, present, share screen. Apple Pits, do you know Brian Tong? He's a good friend of mine. He and I, and the reason I bring him up is because your name is so close to his YouTube channel, Apple Bits. I used to work with him at CNET, and we used to work really closely together on videos and stuff, and he's a rad dude. I'm hoping to interview him relatively soon on the Textploder podcast, which you can get here on my YouTube channel. So subscribe and like and follow and all the things. Oh, AI Entertainment. Okay, all right. Yeah, he is. Or is that you, Brian Tong, lurking with your alter ego? Anyways, thank you, Holo G. Very nice to meet you. Jesse, thank you for being here. Yeah, man. I loved working at CNET. CNET's gone through a lot of changes over the years. I'll just say that. Yeah. But I worked there at a beautiful time. It was a wonderful, magical time when I was there. We had a lot of fun in the podcast realm and all that. So I'm very, very grateful. Oh yeah, CNET's still around. Yeah. Of course it is. CNET's one of those properties that I don't know that it necessarily goes away at this point. Someone will always find value out of CNET. It's been sold and transferred ownership many times. They a couple of years ago redesigned the logo, which my eyes have gotten used to, but man, when they first did that, I was like, oh, I don't know about that. But yeah, it's changed a lot over the years, but some people I really respect still work there. Lindsay's amazing. Used to actually do a podcast with Lindsay, called Gadgets. That was fun. Is this Connie? Yeah, Connie Guglielmo. She's good to follow because she's integrated deeply with how CNET is kind of working with AI internally, for their journalism. Anyways, I keep getting distracted, but I do want to thank all of you for being here. I'm super grateful that you spent a couple of hours on your Saturday to hang out with me and to learn a little bit about Udio. And I've got more stuff on this tip coming down the pipeline. Des, great to have you here. I hope I've earned a couple of subscribers out of this. That wasn't even my goal. It was like, I need to do some research. Well, just fire up a live stream. And what do you know? It was a lot of fun. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for feeding me some wonderful prompts. Creole. Yeah, you were given some really cool options for me to check out. So I appreciate that. Also, Holo G, you gave a bunch of really great tips, and I learned a lot from you as well. And I'm sure I'm missing some of you folks. Clinton, man, you're always there, man. It's awesome. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to stop scrolling up. I'm going to start saying goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Take care, y'all. Peace.